You hate the draft, but your favorite wars were won by people who didn't want to fight. It sounds like a paradox, but military logistics don't care about your comfort. They care about ratios. And right now, our ratio is sitting on a knife's edge. A standing army isn't a gym membership. It's a supply chain with guns. You need 3 support personnel for every single combatant. That's a 1-to-3 ratio. Try scaling that with just volunteers during a sudden crisis. You'll hit a bottleneck so hard, your supply trucks will start weeping. So why not just pay more? Because incentive structures have a hard ceiling. Money attracts talent, but it doesn't clone bodies. You can offer a signing bonus, but you can't buy demographic velocity. The 18 to 24 pool has a finite refresh rate, which brings us to training pipelines. You can't rush basic training. You need months for attrition, months for specialization, and months for unit cohesion. If you skip the pipeline, you get a force structure that breaks at first contact. And nobody wants a broken force. Enter selective service. It's not a draft. It's a database with teeth. Its only job is to reduce enforcement latency. When the crisis hits, you don't want to be designing a registration system from scratch. You want a pre-mapped grid ready to route. But politicians love drafting legislation. They hate drafting people. Legislative friction turns a 20-minute operational decision into a 2-year committee hearing. By the time the gavel drops, the window for strategic mobilization has already closed. Strategic depth isn't a buzzword. It's the buffer between a border skirmish and a full collapse. You need reserves. You need baseline readiness. You need the option to scale without bankrupting the economy or burning out your volunteer corps. Some say tech replaces manpower. That's a weak design choice. Drones don't dig foxholes. Satellites don't hold a perimeter at 3 a.m. You can automate targeting, but you can't automate occupation. Skill issues don't win wars. Logistics do. History repeats the lesson. 1945's global conflict taught us that equipment breaks. 1970's Vietnam taught us that logistics win. You can have the sharpest rifle in the world, but if you can't feed it, it's just expensive metal. So is the draft just a backup? No, it's a pressure valve. It keeps the volunteer force lean, professional, and highly paid. You don't want a bloated standing army. You want a surgical strike force backed by a massive, dormant reservoir. People hate the draft because it removes choice. But systems don't run on comfort. They run on redundancy. You keep the registration. You keep the vetting. You just never flip the switch unless the house is on fire. Scrap it and you get a strategic timeout when the next conflict hits. Keep it and you keep options open. Debate the math in the comments. I'll be here, refreshing the cache, waiting for the inevitable backlash.